Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. 2 years ahead of the next general elections, the Congress party has launched its massive Bharat Jodo Yatra today. This is an enormous exercise that the Congress leaders are undertaking. They say it is an unprecedented mass contact program. Certainly for a Congress party criticized for being too complacent and not hitting the streets often enough on issues that matter to the public, this is an important milestone. Their top faces will undertake a 3,570-kilometer journey over the next 150 days. Addressing the event today in Kanyakumari, Rahul Gandhi, the former Congress president, said India is not the imposition of one idea. That, of course, is true. That one idea, though, can also not be the Congress's idea, as it has been for a long time post-independence. But what is the new idea that the Congress is presenting with this yatra? And even more importantly, can this yatra treat what ails the party? We will take those questions to our guests in just a bit, but first, some of the visuals of the programs held before and during the kick-off today. Now, before the launch of the yatra, Rahul Gandhi took part in a prayer meeting at former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi's memorial in Sri Perumbudur, along with several other programs. There was also one where a flag was also exchanged. There have been, of course, programs held with several top leaders. In the evening, just a few minutes ago, the yatra was flagged off. Congress chief ministers are in tow. This yatra from Kanyakumari to Srinagar, though, officially will start tomorrow. Even before the yatra could begin or be launched, the party faced attacks on how it all continues to be about the first family of the party than anything else. Jibes like first Jodo the party, that is seeing routine exits, to how it is not about Bharat Jodo but Parivar Jodo came from the BJP, especially after Robert Vadra, shared posters featuring him alongside the Gandhi family on the day of the Bharat Jodo Yatra launch. So what's the messaging here? Now, the problems before the Congress party are plenty, including a crisis of credibility of the Gandhi leadership with poor electoral results and probes against them. Can this mass outreach solve those? Take a look at the deterioration of the party over the last 8 years. A shrinking footprint from 400 plus MPs in Lok Sabha in 1984 to current count of just 53. In fact, this is the first time in the history of the Congress party that they have less than 100 MPs in both houses. They are now reduced to power in just 2 states, while in another 2 they are partners in alliance governments. The party has been losing public support constantly, from winning 82% of the seats it contested in 1984 to losing 88% of them in 2019. It is also under perennial threat from regional parties. SP-BSP in UP, BJD in Odisha, TMC in Bengal, Aam Aadmi Party recently in Delhi and Punjab. Biggest of its issues are keeping its flock together. Experienced and the young alike are quitting the party on a weekly basis. Then there is the leadership conundrum. There's been no full-time president since 2019 when Rahul quit the post. And say whatever you will about the elections, the presidential elections coming up, the reality is the Congress is unable to move beyond the Gandhi. The future is also uncertain because its core vote banks have been eroded. Muslims, forward castes and Dalits have been moving either to the BJP or to other regional parties. And finally, to take on somebody like Narendra Modi is no mean ask. Congress has so far failed to present an alternate vision, especially when their mainstay is criticizing Modi or opposing BJP. But what is the vision of its own for a young, aspirational India? So the big question we asked today, can this yatra revive the Congress party and especially sort out its leadership tussle? First, a little bit more and then we debate.
We are feeling the need, and not just the Congress party, but millions and millions of Indian people are feeling the need of a Bharat Jodo Yatra.
पार्टी सब चाहती है कि कांग्रेस का नेतृत्व राहुल गांधी करा। क्यों कहते हैं कि राहुल गांधी कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष बनेंगे तो पार्टी एकजुट रहे।
जो अपनी पार्टी को जोड़ नहीं सके वो भारत जोड़ने निकले। ये परिवार का पार्टी पर नियंत्रण बना रहे, उसके लिए यात्रा है।
भारत तो डिवाइड हो गया 1947 में। अगर भारत जोड़ो यात्रा करना है तो राहुल गांधी को ये यात्रा पाकिस्तान में करना सही है। भारत में यात्रा करने से क्या फायदा होगा? भारत तो जुड़ा हुआ है।
He's a migrant. He's a recent migrant to the BJP. So he has to make outrageous statements every day to prove his loyalty. So I don't take him seriously.